We're here now with my cousin Debbie. You may remember cousin Debbie from Sheri from the beginning. Cousin Debbie's always been part of it. We've also had Cousin to Cousin podcast, and she has her own podcast called
Dementia is a Rocky Road.
So that's what we're going to talk about today. Debbie's married, they're retired, and her husband, unfortunately, has been diagnosed with dementia, which I know something about because my mother also had Alzheimer's.
Can I jump in?
Yes.
Being that your mother had dementia and I saw what she went through, it helps me with Tony because I remember, Georgine was like that. That happened with Georgine. So whenever he does something, I thought, oh yeah, I remember Georgine pulled me aside and said that.
What's it like being a caregiver during your retirement?
Well, it's not what I thought our retirement. We can't do anything. We can't because if we go anywhere, I tried going to Santa Barbara in January. And I figure, okay, that's close enough. If anything happens, we come back. But at night, when he wakes up and he's in a strange place, it's very bad.
Yeah.
Take me home. I want to go home. But even here now, he's like that. But I remember your mom. We went to a restaurant and she got overwhelmed and she goes, I want to go home. I want to move. I don't like the people living there. And my son moved in to help me out because Tony's graduated to the agitation state. And the doctor said, you can't live alone with him anymore because you never know what could happen. So, yeah.
Do you feel that does Tony get aggressive, like throw things? Or
no, he doesn't. He hasn't done that yet. But what he'll do is he'll come in, and he ran and he just started jumping up and hitting the cabinets, just hitting the cabinets and screaming and yelling, terrorized the whole house. Luckily, the grandkids were in school, and my son came down. And mostly, what we've learned is just don't argue with him. Don't say what's the matter. Just let him go lay down. And then when he comes, we have no idea what set him off. We have no idea. And they come down like he didn't even know what happened. Nothing happened. But it's very, 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 very scary.
I wonder if, maybe you know this, maybe you've talked to people about this, but I wonder if it's Alzheimer's is different in men than it is as women. Because mom didn't get aggressive till the late stages, till the last maybe year of her life, and that, or not even that, maybe 6 months when she became bedridden. The only time she really got aggressive and tried to bite us and hit us is when we, changed her underwear, her diet.
I think what's happened with Tony is he's more mobile than your mom.
Oh,
Tony, like right now, he wants to go out walking. And
he's 80. How old is he?
85.
And how many miles does he walk a day?
He walks 8 miles a day. 5 miles. He gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning, walks 2.5 to 3 miles. And on his phone, it has a step tracker, and it's always in competition with that thing. Said, you're not walking as much as yesterday. So like right now, we thought he was going to go lay down. He's up and gone. Yeah. But the problem I'm having too is that when he started getting agitation, I called a social worker, and he said, we're going to have a lot of trouble placing him because he's what they call an eloper. He's going to leave. Nobody's going to want to take on that responsibility. I don't know if you saw the other day, a lady was at a home and she was climbing the fence. Yeah. She got out. That's a big responsibility for them.
I'll tell you, mom was like that too. She wouldn't take off anywhere, but she would just go outside. We didn't even know that she had left.
Yeah.
And so we had to put like child locks and stuff up. She would just open the door to people. Yeah. They'd knock on the door and she would just let people in. Come on in. We'd be like,
yeah. Oh, we do
I'd
that.
walk out of the kitchen like, hello. She goes, yeah, your mom let me in.
Yeah.
It's like, mom. She goes,
oh, Tony let somebody in yesterday, pest control. All of a sudden there's this lady at the door. Oh, come on in, Debbie. Ask my wife. Oh, I just say right away, we don't want any. So.
And get out.
But so with Tony being mobile like that, I think he realizes he can't do anything. And I think that's what gets the agitation going.
So obviously this isn't the retirement that you guys thought you would have.
No.
So what adjustments have you made?
I can't go visit my son. I have a son in West Virginia. I can't go visit my kids up in Washington. It's hard. Yeah, I can't do anything. Because just to try and get through the airport, the security it can send anybody.
Yeah,
but
a
him,
normal person, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then he has a pacemaker, so he has to go through a special line. And like your mom, she had a pacemaker, not that she flew, but yeah, it was just, At his stage, from what I read, it's because he knows what's happening and he knows the limitation and he just knows there's nothing he can do about it.
The frustration, yeah.
Very frustrating. And now what I was telling cousin Sheri is there's something called visual clutter that I've had to get rid of a lot of stuff. And so in the bathroom I have only in the shower, a bottle of shampoo and a bar of soap. So he knows the difference. That's it. And then in the kitchen, I have to have everything out so he doesn't have to go looking in drawers. But
that is so good to do that because Mom grabbed dish soap once.
Oh, yeah.
And thought it was orange juice and drank it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I have to put... He went looking for dog food, again, in a small drawer. Oh, what's in here? So I figure, okay, whatever I know he needs or what we're going to use, I put it out. And every night, I go and change the wash rag and the sponge and everything, make sure a clean one's up. And it's a lot of work keeping him from hurting himself or getting in trouble.
Well, that's the thing that I've also learned is that you have to set up your house what's simple, what's easy.
Yeah.
Because if you make it complicated, your life is hell.
Oh, you change anything, it's over.
Yeah, you have to keep things the same. You can't move things around. But
no,
like I took up all the rugs, and if anything I could do would keep my mom from not falling or whatever. Things that keep her out of the kitchen. We had like little locks in there because she'd go in the kitchen and start doing dishes in dirty, filthy water.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Tony will use the same spot. He'll wash the dog something, and I can see that he's done that. And he goes, I just go and bring another sponge and put it out. But you've got to watch them 24 hours a day. Now, he's called me. He's left 3 times this last week, got lost on his walk. And the doctor had told him, Tony, you're going to get lost. But he's a dementia patient, he doesn't remember. So I told him, I was just so frustrated. I said, Tony, I'm just going to hide your shoes. And then my sister, who was here, she said, he'll just grab Conan's. He'll go. There's no way.
He'll go barefoot.
Yeah, he's very, very healthy man, other than that. Very strong-willed. You can't stop him. So he has I have a...
what do you do, though? I mean, I know for me, I'd be a nervous wreck.
I am a nervous wreck, 24 hours a day. I follow him and find my friend. I've called his friend. He was an engineer for the city of Lake Forest. So I called the police. I told them, I talked to the mayor that, Tony's doing this. And he said, always make sure when he leaves that you know what he has on. So I always make sure he's got something plaid on. He stands out. And yesterday when he left, he didn't have a hat on. He didn't have any ID.
Does Tony realize that he has?
Tony realized some days. Sometimes he says, I don't have it. The doctors, they didn't do anything for me.
He said that today.
Yeah, the doctor, he said, we told you. I said, Tony, you went in, they did 12 blood tests. And the strangest blood test they did, which I found, was syphilis. I said, syphilis? He's 84 years old. And they said, you would be surprised. They had, diagnosing dementia is a matter of ruling other things out. And so they said syphilis has a lot of signs the same as Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
So they have to do that. They did all that. They did a brain scan. They did twice the verbal, the test. He didn't do good. I mean, his blood test all came back good. And another thing, I don't know about your mom, but he asked about his mom all the time.
She would talk about Mom. But what was weird is like she would always stare into the corner of the room, and she would always talk to somebody in the corner of the room. And I would always say, who are you talking to? And it was a man, so I'm not really sure who she was talking to. I'm hoping it wasn't the devil.
No,
but
I'm hoping it was your brother.
Yeah, it was like a brother, or it could have been Grandpa. I don't know. It could have been my dad, one of her husbands. Who knows?
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully, it was my dad.
I'm learning a lot. There's a lot of support groups online for dementia, and then there's, they break up in different ones for if you have, there's 100 different forms of Alzheimer's?
Yeah.
Dementia, Alzheimer's, I get them confused. Dementia, yeah. So there's all kinds of different ones, but...
Well, didn't Tony's
sister had the worst one, Lewy body. That was bad. Delusion and bad. But Tony's, and maybe Georgine's, was the mild one. But another thing, Sheri, I was going to ask you about this, is Tony has a pacemaker. And people are saying that they should just turn the pacemaker off. Because the body, towards the end, because the body's trying to die, it knows it's dying, it knows what to do, but then the pacemaker's kicking in. and keeping them going.
I don't know if that's true or not, because I think when your body starts to shut down, like when your kidneys and your breathing, when all that starts to shut down. I mean, Mom had a pacemaker, and
Well, I know it's a big debate going on right now.
Yeah, because I remember like a couple days before she'd actually passed, the hospice nurse, was listening for breath sounds and crackles and whatever they listen for, and she said her body's starting to shut down.
Oh, okay.
And
but the pacemaker didn't kick in.
No.
So another thing is that Tony's pacemaker is on a recall. They have a monitor, and if Tony gets a notice, when it monitors them whenever they're within 2 feet of the monitor. And so if it gets a code, he's going to have to be at the hospital within a couple days. So this new medicine that they have to slow down or help with for Tony to sleep at night, because nights are the worst, as you might remember. But Tony can't start any new medicine because he's going to be might have to go to the hospital, and they don't want him on any kind of medicine. But they said this new medicine for older gentlemen has a very high heart attack rate.
Oh, wow.
So I thought, so what do you do? What do you do?
It's amazing.
Just let him go naturally?
For Mom, they just had, at the time, there's only 2 kind of pills that they had for people with Alzheimer's. And of course, it doesn't cure it, but it would slow the progression.
Yeah.
And Mom couldn't take either one because she had really bad side effects.
Yeah.
But now they have so many different.
So many, but the doctor said one is, you can see the commercial, might have bleeding of the brain. The doctor said there's one has bleeding of the brain, the other one has this. And he said, well, I just want to keep Tony comfortable. We go in every 4 months. And Tony said, they've done nothing for me.
Those side effects are sometimes worse than what you have.
Yeah, yeah. So just why slow it down? I mean, what good is it going to do? I don't know. But it's, this isn't what I thought I'd be doing. I thought I would be going to see, go here, go there, go to my beloved Hawaii and stay for 6 months out of the year. I even was picking out a dentist over there for my semi-annual checkup.
That's right. I remember you talking about that. That you were going to stay.
And then the kids could stay here, and I was going to stay there for 6 months out of the year and come back. But then even though he has insurance coverage there, the move will be too much for him. We can't go out to eat anymore because he'll want to sign the check, and I'm not going to say you can't sign the check.
Has his Alzheimer's, has it put a financial strain on you?
No, not at all.
So everything's covered with your guys' insurance.
Covered, yeah. We have the PERS, his government, and we have a Kaiser Permanente, the senior advantage.
So what are you doing for yourself?
Nothing, absolutely nothing. Can't do anything. I have to go get my hair done.
Yeah.
Because if I go up there and he knows where I am, all of a sudden he's coming with the dog. Oh, they say, is that your dog out there? But the thing is, you just don't know how long it's going to last. That's the thing.
Mom had it for about 10 years.
That's what they say. The doctor said something else might take Tony out, but he can't see it because Tony's in such good condition.
I'm surprised he remembered me, because I thought, no, he's not going to remember. It's been so long since I've been here. There's no
over a year. I had my big birthday party a year ago.
And I thought there's no way he's going to steal it.
But he sees you because of the YouTube
the
channel.
videos?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, when the YouTube channel goes by, he said, oh, there she is, there she is. But here's another thing. Here's out there, if you want to put a comment for Sheri, if you guys know anything. When we go someplace now.
You can read the comments too, by the way.
I can read the comment too. When we go.
You can even leave a comment.
I can leave a comment.
You can answer the people.
There you go. There's somebody I want to answer, all right, over that 63 chef. When we go someplace now, he doesn't remember. And so I'll say, we were there. Again, I'm an idiot. Here's the picture. Oh my God. Then he realizes, I do have dementia. And then I was thinking, do I just not show him the pictures anymore? I say, yeah, you're right. We do need to go there. I don't know. What do you think?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, because
it's just, then you got to deal with him crying and being upset. It's just better to just,
because he went to
it's better just to get into their world and just go with it.
He sprained his knee, and we took him to the doctor. The doctor got him in, and it was sprained, gave, whatever. I took a picture of him. They gave him a brace, and the next day he's just doing all this stuff. I said, Tony, I'm forgetting. Tony, that's not what the doctor said you could do yet. What doctor? And then again, I showed him a picture, and that was it.
When Mom got her pacemaker put in.
Oh my God, it was horrible. So I think I'm not going to show him pictures anymore.
Yeah, when Mom got her pacemaker put in, I remember later, you get the anesthesia, it's the same day surgery.
Right.
She took a nap and she got up, and I remember walking into the room and she was ripping the Band-Aid off.
Tony will do that now.
And she had no idea why that Band-Aid was there, that she had a pacemaker. And I just panicked. I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So I had to take her to urgent care, so they just put it back on. It was really no big deal, but I panicked, and Mom was just like, what's this?
He's getting to the point, Sheri, when he doesn't know who you are anymore. More often than not, right now, he thinks I'm his mom. He said, oh, we're so close. You carried me for 9 months. And then I get mad thinking, do I look 100 years old? Because your mom would be 100. But how can they look at you and not know who you are? And the other day, it was on Mother's Day, I went to take flowers to my mom's grave. He went with me, but my sister and I were in the front. And Tony didn't see me driving, so he said, I know what you did. You stayed home and just had somebody else take me away. And I said, Tony, I was driving. What are you talking? Then you can't argue with them. There's nothing you can say.
There's no way.
Like I said
earlier, is this, you just got to live in their world. You have to agree with them. Yeah. Mom every night would tell me, are you taking me home tomorrow? And I'd say, yes, I am.
Tony,
and then when morning comes, she was fine.
Where am I? He'll come down for me and takes a nap, but he doesn't take a nap anymore. Where are we? Where am I? You still where? He's from Persia, Iran. Well, when are we going to go back? Are we in there? I said, so what I learned, I did read online, is bring him outside into the open air and have him drink a little bit of hydration, and it should come back. But in that time, I thought, I'm going to sit here and put a camera and videotape it one day. He just wants to go home. I said, we're home.
So when you've talked to the doctors about all this, what's their thoughts, what's their suggestions to do to make things easier for you?
They talk to the Alzheimer Society. Alzheimer's in Orange County, they have a good, but you know what, I called, what are they going to say to me?
So you say you go online, there's a lot of
groups online, but the Alzheimer Society, they'll call me and say, is there anything I can do for you? I said, what can you do for me? She said, well, Debbie, sometimes people just will answer the phone, they cry, and then they hang up.
You should do that.
Nothing else you can do.
Get it out.
Yeah, get it out.
I mean, when Mom was in the last...
What did you do?
Well, when Mom was in the last stages, I did nothing. I was like you. I did nothing because the thought, for instance, they said to me, the hospice said, listen, if you want to get away for a weekend, we will take her, because they had like a little hospital kind of thing that you could bring hospice patients there.
Yeah.
And they would watch them for, like if you had to go on vacation or whatever, like a kennel, take my mom there. And they said, you can go away for a few days and then, and then we'll bring her back.
Right.
The thought of leaving my mom somewhere like that was just like, I would never, I couldn't do it. But people do.
Yeah.
And the thought of her waking up or surrounded by people that she wasn't familiar with, not that she didn't know me anymore, she was familiar with me.
Yeah.
The thought of that just, it broke my heart. I couldn't. I could not do that to my mom.
No,
I couldn't.
So when I called the social,
I had you to talk to.
Yeah. When I called the social worker, he said the first thing I want to ask you is, I don't want to be rude. What's your payment? He said, there's $10,000 and $15,000 a month places we can tour. And one person was saying to me, well, Tony worked really hard. He deserves the $15,000. And somebody else said, well, the 10, you don't have that 15, the other 5 is a lot, but you got to kind of wonder what's the difference between the 5. Well, Tony's, like I said, he's Persian, and his sister, when she had Lewy body dementia, there's not too many Persians out.
Didn't she get kicked out of every?
Yeah, she got kicked out. She got kicked out. So they wanted to say, well, there's a lot of Persians in Los Angeles, Iranian so rough, hard, but Persian. There's a lot of Persian people in Los Angeles. Let's look, maybe we can send her to Los Angeles and maybe they have Persian homes there. But we found out the Persian people do not put their relatives in a home at all. They keep them. They do not put them in an institution.
And it's different for everybody. I mean, it's your family dynamics and everything. Yeah, I mean, it's like some people,
So where am I going to get $15,000 a month? So he said that you would call your, if you have a stock market, you call wherever you have the money and ask for a balance sheet. so they can see that, yes, you have the money coming in.
And they'll take you in, yeah.
Yeah, and then Medicare will pay for maybe something, but $15,000 a month is a lot of money.
Some insurance pay for it too.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. That goes fast. And you don't know how much longer he has. But he said what some people do, they'll put the person in the facility until they're either mute or they're non-ambulatory. So they can't cause you trouble at home. They can't leave or they can't talk. And then bring them home and then put them in hospice. But I was telling cousin Sheri too. Sheri was taking care of her mom. So Sheri knew that when her mom died, Sheri still had a couple of years left on her, maybe 10. But some of her best income making years were taken. You didn't work. You stayed home for, how long did you stay home and take care of her?
I stopped working, I think it was 2015.
Yeah, so your income years, so you could be putting Social Security and everything into, you didn't get that. Now I'm, on the other hand, with Tony, the stress is probably going to kill me. They say 20 or 30% of the caregivers die before the patient now because the stress is so bad. But luckily in my situation, I have the financial resources and I have my son living here. It helps. It helps knowing someone's here. It really and truly does.
It does help, and I was lucky too because I was in my mom's home, and the house that she was living at the time, it was paid off, so she had no rent or anything.
Yeah.
It was in a trust fund, so everything was taken care of for mom.
Yeah.
So that portion for mom was okay. For me, so I was living there, but yeah, you're saying I did have to stop work because
and these are the years you would have been making money putting into Social Security for your retirement. Now you're retired and you're getting less.
And now I live with my brother. No,
well, that's okay. You would never live alone. You loved your brother. But I want to tell you one thing I heard about Tony. Keep talking about his mom. They said at the end there's something called the thin veil between us and heaven, and they just kind of feel closer and closer. I don't know if it's true or not, but they feel just closer to their mom because they marinated in her and they were closer to the mom. He never asked about his dad. So I don't know if that's true or not, but man, he never asked about his mom before, and now
I would see mom sometimes, towards the end, in bed at night, she would reach up to the sky.
My stepmom Jan did that too. Donna said, "Look at that man over there." It was always a man.
It's like she was reaching for somebody always.
Wow.
And it was interesting just watching some of the things, and she would talk all night long.
Was it gibberish?
It was just sometimes I could understand what she was saying. I mean, one time she was talking like she was talking to someone on a phone. Like, okay, all right, I get it. Whatever she was saying, it sounded like she was talking to someone on a phone kind of conversation. Sometimes she'd be really mad, yelling at somebody. It would just be full-on conversations, and I'd be like, "Mom, go to sleep," because at that time I had moved into the room with her. And I was just like, "Mom, please go to sleep."
That's what I tell Tony. I have to get some sleep. It wake me up at 3:30. Like,
well, that's when hospice gave us a, I want to say it's like a Xanax, a sleeping pill. I don't know what it was, but to give her like only a half of one at night, so that would calm her down and she would
that's
go
what
to
the
sleep.
doctor was saying. But then when he looked and he said, "Oh, his pacemaker," he said, "Nope."
4th of July came, they said give her a whole one.
I remember the 4th of July.
4th of July was scared. Well, in our area, it was like a war zone.
Oh, yeah,
it was
it's like that here, too.
It was bad.
Even though they're illegal, but that doesn't stop anybody.
They were illegal, but legal. And
well, you could go buy them in the city over.
They get them from Mexico.
Oh, Mexico, yeah, of course.
They were just, and people, I mean, it was horrible. It did sound like a war zone. And it would scare my mom. We'd have to, every Thanksgiving or every 4th of July, we'd have to find a city that somebody was living in, a family member, and go stay there so she would not hear the fireworks because it literally threw her in a panic.
Yeah. Sheri, did you ever think of getting tested to see if you have it?
I've never. I don't want to get.
It's
I don't want to know.
$1,800.
I don't want to know.
It's a lot of money. Tony's nephew went the test. It was $1,800. It's a lot of money. And but he's not going to be he's not going to get it. But he said that doesn't mean your grandkids or your kids aren't going to get it. They need to be tested.
I mean, sometimes I would think it would for peace of mind because sometimes I do worry because sometimes I'll forget like a word.
Oh, yeah.
But it always comes back to me later.
Yeah.
But it's so frustrating at the moment. It's like, I mean, I did that to my doctor. I'm like, they said, I can't, they said,
Yeah.
and I was like giving her clues, and she's like, we was like playing some kind of game.
Oh.
And I'm thinking she's going to test me right then and there.
Well, your mom
I'm
didn't
not-
get diagnosed till she was in her 80s, right?
Yeah. It was in her 80s.
And like Tony's in his 80s, and his sister was in his 80s. I have no plan to live past 80 anymore.
When did you first start noticing?
Tony, now looking back, I would say during COVID.
Oh, during COVID.
Like Tony said.
Because when you were all
Yeah, we're all
enclosed.
together, and now, yeah, I just noticed the COVID, yeah.
What did you notice?
What did I notice? Just losing his temper, I don't know, just general little thing. Now that I look back on it at the time, I had no idea.
So, Debbie, I want to thank you
Oh, thank you for coming all the way out.
to give your experience
We
about
had
what's
a bumpy
going on
start this morning.
with retirement and being a caregiver, basically, and retirement for your husband.
Well, at least
gotta
thank you, Sheri, that I can always call you. That means a lot. Other people say, "Oh, Debbie, I feel so bad for you. How's Tony doing?" Oh, they don't mean it. They don't know any better. Well, here's what I've learned to say. He's progressing as a dementia patient would.
Honey,
Hi, Tony.
when I get to see you, not your pictures.
Thank you. I'm
I-
glad you're such a fan.
I see you in your on TV all the time.
Yeah, we
Good.
go by. We have your subscription, right? We go by. And go. Oh, there she is. There she
you
is.
follow us? That's
Yeah.
great.
Keep her here.
I'll keep her. She has.
I'll stay here, Tony.
Tony.
I'll be moving in soon.
Tony,
Yes.
get a big drink of water.
Yes, I'm going.
Okay.
I'm going.
We found out that hydration, even a little teeny bit of hydration, can really make them confusion really hard. So the main
Do you
thing.
think Tony just remembered? He
No,
just,
he doesn't remember you were here before.
That's what I
The
thought.
main thing, I just want to say one more thing, is keep the house clean, clutter free.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so important, because if they start looking for stuff, then they get confused, and then it's just bad. It's just bad. So that's my
Anyway.
biggest thing I've learned.
Yeah. It helps.
Don't let 'em-
Anything you
don't
can do
let
to
'em
keep
do the
things
mail.
organized, plan ahead. All that stuff will
Oh,
make
yeah.
life so much easier for you.
Yeah.
It's so much easier.
Yeah.
So again, thank you again, Debbie.
Yep.
We got interrupted by Tony, but that's okay.
That's okay.
So again, I want to thank you for tuning in, and everybody who's following us, please subscribe so you can
I
become
did.
part of this community. And we're trying to build a really good community. And if you got any comments that you have, if you're going through the same kind of stuff Debbie's going through, or you're a caregiver or was a caregiver for somebody
Is
with
that your best
dementia,
man sitting?
that's my brother.
Oh, your brother.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's in the
okay.
videos with us.
Yeah.
Go,
Okay.
go shake his hand.
Yeah.
Say, he'll be all-
I thought I would treat him differently if he was your best man.
No, he's my best brother. He's my best brother. It's funny, a lot of people do think we're married. They do.
You bigger like an old married couple.
We do. Is Tony coming? Is he coming back? Again, thank you.
It just shows, Sheri. It just
I know.
shows.
It brings back Mom, because every 5 minutes Mom kept coming in the room.
But he has
Kept
no
coming
idea
in the room.
that you were here.
And same question every time. Same question. So again, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube, or follow us if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app. So thank you, and always remember to embrace your voice. See you next week.
Hey, thanks for hanging out with us for a bit. If this felt like your kind of conversation, go ahead and subscribe and follow. We'd love to have you back.